You can hug your knees into your chest. Rock a little bit from side to side. Hug in, squeeze in. And then when you're ready, you'll plant your feet onto the ground. And again, knees will point up towards the sky. And you can have your hands just anywhere that touches your body. So you can have your hands on your rib cage, your lower abdominals, even on the creases of your hips if you'd like. And we're just going to take some nice, full, deep breath here. So inhaling in through your nose. Big exhales out through your mouth. Inhaling in through your nose. Exhaling out through your mouth. Let's take two more just like that. Inhaling in. Exhaling out. Last one. Inhaling in. Exhaling out. And practicing just breathing in and out through your nose as best as you can. And let your body be really heavy in this position. So just allow your skeleton, your bones to hold you up. So feel the weight of your pelvis, the weight of your shoulders into the mat. Okay. And then just notice your feet, how you're grounding your feet into the mat. And you know, that's our base and our foundation, right? Our feet, our pelvis, and then our shoulders in this alignment here, just on our backs. And as we begin, you know, we're going to do a little bit of subtle work here just to help stabilize the pelvis and really to stabilize, you know, the abdominals and the spine as well. You know, it's going to be small movement. It may not be like the most like crazy abdominal exercises you've ever done, but it's all about stabilizing and then also taking the time to connect with your breath here. And then again, right? So in our yoga practice, right, we're always practicing connecting with our breath and then, you know, our physical structure. So as you move through this practice, right, we're thinking of like our structure and how it's moving. Okay. And then being in that present mind, right? And that's what's so great about this practice, especially this time of year. We have so much going on. And this might be the only hour we have to just be present and allowing ourselves to connect with our highest, deepest, truest self. Okay, so as you move, right, don't move mindlessly. You want to move in a way that feels good. You want to move with intention, out of curiosity, playfulness, right? All those things, anything that you're working on, this is your time to practice that mental clarity here on our mat, okay? And we start to do that by our physical practice, of course, okay? Okay, so hopefully now our spine started to adjust to being on the ground here in this position. Okay, and all we're going to do is we're going to move our legs into a single leg tabletop. So we're just going to do a march, just moving from right to left, and we're going to go really slow. So we're going to lift our right leg up into tabletop. Okay, and again, you know, notice if like your knee wants to fold in towards your chest. Try to see if you can keep your knee in line with your hip, and then your toes in line with your knee. And then you'll lower your leg back down. And then we'll just switch side. Left leg lifts up, tabletop. Good. And then lower that left leg back down. Good. Right leg lifts back up, tabletop. And lower down. Left leg lifts, tabletop. And lower back down. Good. And then again, just at your own pace, just nice and slow. These nice slow little marches, single leg, tabletop. And again, may not feel like you're doing much, okay? But again, this is like a huge stabilizer for the pelvis, working those really deep pelvic floor muscles, okay, to hopefully from us standing and cooking all day, cleaning, right? We may be in like a compromising position for our spine, and this is just gonna help kind of settle it, allow it to stabilize, okay, give it a little bit of a break. Good. I've been trying to do these every day to really help stabilize my low back from all that herniated disc pain that I've been having. It's really been helpful. And again, like a little bit goes a long way. Okay, let's do 4 more on each side. And notice how not much changes in your body. Or notice if, you know, maybe one side you're leaning over to the side a lot, okay? And try to stabilize. Maybe you have to move smaller. Maybe your leg doesn't come all the way up into tabletop. It can come into a little half tabletop. That's fine. Okay. And then one more on each side, just making sure to go nice and even here. Good. All right. And then lowering your feet down and just pause for a moment. And again, maybe so much has changed. You can feel a huge difference in your body, and maybe you don't notice it yet. Okay. Just tuning in, checking in, notice your spine, your hips, your shoulders, your feet again. Good. Okay, and then we're going to take that right knee, and now we're going to fold it into our chest. We're going to give it a nice big hug here. Okay, so hugging the right knee in, extending the left leg out nice and long onto the mat. Okay, and then just squeeze in, getting a little pressure here, blood flow into the hip flexors. Good, and then we'll circle and stir the right leg a couple times, 3 to 5 circles in one direction. And then we'll reverse and do the same thing in the opposite direction. Okay, great. And then we're going to pause at the center. So right knee back into the chest. We're going to rebend the left knee. Okay, so left foot goes onto the ground. Then we're going to cross the right ankle over the left knee, and then energetically pressing that right knee away from you. And then right hand's going to go right on top of your femur bone. Left hand's going to go up against your left femur bone. So you're pressing up into your bones here. Okay, so this is just our stable figure 4 glute stretch with your feet on the ground here first. Okay, yeah. Maybe notice what your hips are doing. Maybe you feel a deep stretch, maybe not. Again, all just observations, you know, of being in play with your body here. Noticing big stretch, little stretch, baby stretch. Good. Okay, great. And then we're going to do that series all over again. Okay, so right knee comes back into your chest. Give it a nice hug. Left leg goes out long. We're going to circle the right knee, a few little hip stirs here. Again, as many as you'd like. There's no rush. Good. Reversing the circles. Good. Pausing at the center, right knee into the chest, left knee bends, right ankle up and over the left knee, and then just pressing your hands up against your femur bones on the right side and the left side, and gently just press. Noticing anything changing. Noticing a difference, maybe noticing nothing. That's good, okay? I want to know what you're doing to keep your hips nice and open if you feel nothing. Good. A few more deep breaths here. I'm even letting my shoulders creep up by my ears too. It kind of feels like a nice little traction here for my low back as I'm pressing in. Okay, good. And we're going to do that one more time, okay? So 3 times all together, okay? 3 times the charm. Right knee into your chest, left leg out nice and long, stirring the hip, circling. This just feels better each time that I do it. Good. We'll reverse the circle. Good. Pausing at the center. Left knee bends, foot plants on the ground. Right ankle crosses up and over the left knee. And then hands press into your femur bones. Good. Right hand into the right femur bone, left hand into the left femur bone. And then just pausing here for a moment. Good. Take a nice big deep inhale in. Exhaling, gently release the legs. Coming just back through this neutral position, just knees bent, feet on the ground. Okay, great. Left knee into the chest. Right leg reaches out nice and long. Okay, and then, you know, take the time. We're experiencing this all new on the second side. So just nice slow hip circles. Again, like 3 to 5 circles in one direction. And then reversing the circle. Good. Pausing, left knee into your chest. Right knee bends, plant your foot on the ground. Left ankle over the right knee. And then energetically press that left knee away. And then left hand moves to your femur bone. Right hand moves to your femur bone. You're just pressing your hands into your legs. Woo, this side is tight. Always the first round, it feels extra tight. Okay, good. Breathe here. Okay, and the nice thing about, you know, our repetitive flow here is that you really get to feel the transformation each time that we do this. So, maybe a little bit more open the second round and then the third time. Okay, good. Inhale in, exhaling left knee into your chest, right leg out nice and long. And again, some hipsters here, circling the left leg a few times. Definitely not feeling as stiff. And then reversing. You may even experience like new things that you're like, ooh, I didn't know I was tight in that direction. As you begin to open up as well too, okay? Left knee into your chest, right knee bends, left ankle over your right knee. And again, gently just pressing your hands into your femur bones here. Again, here's our second round of this grounded figure 4 glute stretch. Okay, we're gonna keep it grounded here at first, okay? So we really move into our kramas and experience postures, not always in the fullest extreme way in our head that we think we have to move, right? Like you can still get a wonderful deep stretch here, not going into the fullest expression, okay? Okay, last one, knee into your chest, right leg out long, all right? And then the third time, circling the knee and the hip around in circles. And reversing the circle when you're ready. Okay, awesome. Knee into the chest, bend the right knee, left ankle over the right knee. And again, last stretch here for the hip, breathing. Feeling openness, feeling change, feeling transformation already happening now. Good. Take a nice big deep inhale in. Exhaling, slowly release, regrounding your left foot back down onto the mat. Okay, great. And then from here, we're just going to hug our knees into our chest again, giving yourself a nice big hug. Okay, and actually let's twist here before we come up to seated. Okay, so let's let our knees fall over to the right and left arm out to the left. Oh man, okay. I just practiced before this too, and I'm like so tight. Okay, so you are welcome to keep your left arm out to the left, okay? Right hand can reach out to the right, or you can bring your hand on top of your knees. I'm actually gonna make a fist with my right hand, and I'm gonna place it in between my knees. And I'm going to stack my foot more, and I'm gonna squeeze my fist in between my knees. And let me see if I can move a little bit. So I'm really acting like this is like a block. You can use a block as well too. My blocks are like over there. So, but I'm just going to use my hand instead. Okay. So I'm squeezing my fist as I'm twisting here just to stabilize again, the low back for me. Okay. And that's just because I've been feeling a lot of pain in this area. And I just want to be really sensitive to the fact that, I'm really working on stabilizing. Okay. And again, your choice. You do not have to do this. I'm just adding a little extra to our practice. Okay. For that stabilization. Good. Few more deep breaths and working this way with a block in between the knees and actively squeezing. Okay, really, forces your body to really twist from the area that we want to twist, right? I don't want to twist from the low back. I want to twist from the mid and upper back here, okay? Good, a few more deep breaths. Good, inhaling in. Exhaling, we're going to slowly release, okay? Ooh, and we'll make our way back onto our back, and then we're just going to switch to the other side. Nothing too fancy. Knees can move into your chest. Good, knees fall to the left. Arms reach out nice and wide into like this T position. Left hand on top of your legs, or if you want to join me, fist with your left hand. Place it in between your knees. Stack your knees just a little bit more. Squeeze your fist between your knees. So squeeze, actively squeeze. Good. And then pause, stabilize this low back and twist from the ribs up. Good. Breathe. And when you move in this way, your right shoulder might lift up off the mat a little bit more. You can always slide like a blanket, block underneath it, pillow. Okay, or if it's not too much, you can kind of just let it hang and it'll eventually start to open up a little bit. Okay, always safely though, right? We don't want to overstretch it at all. Good. Good, a few more deep breaths. Okay, awesome. Inhaling in, big exhale to release. Okay, and I'm going to, instead of rolling onto my back, I'm just going to keep rolling over to the left. And then I'm going to make my way onto my stomach. Okay, so any way that you, again, want to move to come back, you can do that. Okay. All right, so I'm just going to join here on my tummy, hands under my forehead. And then again, legs can be about as wide as your mat or wider, just depending on how your low back feels. And let's just pause here in this prone position. Okay, so we just did all that work like on our back, and then now we just flipped over, and things are going to feel a lot different. Okay, notice your hips now, notice your knees, your feet. Good, and then move on up, and then just notice like your upper back, your shoulders, your neck, elbows and hands. Okay, good. Okay, great. And then from here, we're just going to move into Finks pose. Okay, so we're just going to lift up onto our elbows and our forearms, pressing down, lifting up, just like a nice, slight little back bend here, baby back bend. And again, remember, elbows under the shoulders for a deeper version of this, or you can always walk your hands and elbows more forward, so it's not as deep. It's fine, okay? Good. Breathe here. Take a nice big deep inhale in, exhaling, lowering right back down. Okay, good. And we're going to come back, and we're just going to come back through Finks pose. Okay, this time we're going to imagine lifting our belly button just a little bit. Okay, yeah, mine's still touching the mat too, but now I'm just like having a little more activation in my abdominals. Okay, so I just want to like think of like a little pebble under my belly button. I just want to give that a little space there. Okay, lifting up into Finks pose. Okay, did that change anything? Does it feel different lifting your abdominals up? I know for me, it definitely feels really different. Okay, don't overwork it. Okay, just hang out here in your Finks pose. Breathe here. Abdominals lifting a little bit, even if they're touching the ground. Okay, that's okay. Good. Inhaling in, exhaling, releasing, lowering back down. Okay, and of course, if you want to do window wipers in between any of these sets, you're more than welcome to. Okay. Okay, last little Finks pose here. Okay, again, let's lift the belly button up and in just a little bit for that little pebble to have some space. We'll lift up on the elbows and the forearms, lifting up through the chest, lifting up through the crown of the head, and then try not to look up. You want to look forward or down at your mat. Good. Breathing here. Good. And then exhaling, hands under your forehead. Good. Just moving the right leg. Right leg is going to lift up off the mat. And then again, it's more about length rather than like how high you can go. And then lower that right leg back down. Good. Right leg again. Right leg lifts. And again, might be really low to the ground, and that's okay. And lower back down. Right leg lifts again. Here's 3. We'll do this 5 times and lower. Right leg lifts 4 and lower. Last one, 5. And lower. Good. Switching sides. Left leg lifts up off the mat. Try to straighten the leg. Try not to bend the knee. And lower back down. Good. Here's 2. Lift up. And lower. And 3. And lower. 4. And lower. Last one. 5. Lift up. And lower. Awesome. Okay, we're going to come into a little bit higher Finks pose. Okay, so elbows and forearms back down. Good. And then again, you can change the angle of this, but we're going to ground through the hands. We're going to try to lift the elbows up, straightening the arms out. Okay, it's just a little extension of our Finks pose. Our hands are a little bit farther out. They're not under our shoulders. Good. Take a nice big deep inhale in here. Exhaling, lowering right back down. Okay, we're going to do that version 3 times. Okay, leg lifts and then our extended Finks pose. Okay, so hands back under your forehead. And again, you're welcome to window wiper in between if that feels good. Okay, starting with, let's do the left leg first. We'll spice it up a little bit. Okay, so the left leg lifts up and hovers up off the mat. And again, try not to bend the knees, straighten the leg and lower. Good. 5 times. Lift up 2 and lower. 3 and lower. Think about that pebble under your belly button. 4 and lower. 5 and lower. Switching sides. Right leg lifts up. 1 and lower. Belly button lifts just ever so slightly. 2 and lower. 3, 4, last one. 5, lift and hover, lower back down. Good, coming up into that extended Finks pose. Okay, and maybe each time that you do this, the elbows, get under the shoulders a little bit more. Hands are still gonna be farther out in front of you, okay? We'll extend up, so press into the hands, lift the elbows up, lift up through the chest. Good, breathe here. Take a nice, big, deep inhale in, exhaling, lowering back down, okay? And then here's our last round of this little series, okay? Right leg lifts 5 times, 1, and lower. Belly button lifts 2, leg lifts 2, and lower. Good, leg lifts 3, and lower. And again, it's not about height. It's about finding that contraction, that control on that right side. Good, and that was 5, and then we're switching left leg 1. I'm sorry, I'm talking so much, 2, and lower. Good, 3, and lower. Belly button lifts 4. Good, last one. Okay, good. And then again, extended Finks pose, okay? Or you can always stay in Finks pose if that feels okay on your back, all right? You want to really listen, especially when we're doing these extensions, okay? So elbows can lift. Good, okay. A few more deep breaths. See if you can soften your tush a little bit so we're not gripping. Good, inhale in, exhale, lower back down. Good, hang out for just a moment. You can wiggle the hips around. Good. All right, hands under the shoulders, tuck your toes under. We're gonna press up, tabletop. Good, and then coming into your table. Good, and your version of table, right? Hands can always be forward of the shoulders. Okay, fingers spread out nice and wide. I like to go a little bit wider, so my fingers are a little bit off the mat here for my chest and my shoulders, and we'll just move in and out of cat and cow. Just nice and gentle, nice and easy. Okay. You may be able to move really big, okay, or you may be moving really small, like I'm moving, okay, and that's okay. Just doing your version of cat and cow of what feels good in your body. And we're going to focus on twisting here in our tabletop, okay? So let's just do a few more rounds of cat and cow. Okay, great. And then coming into neutral tabletop, right leg is going to reach back behind us. Nice straight leg, toes down. And gently just rock forward and backwards. Just get a nice little stretch through the calf and the ankle, behind the knee, the hamstring a little bit here. Good. Okay, good. Pause, right? So the shoulders are going to be a little bit more forward. Ground through your right hand. Left arm is going to reach up towards the sky. Okay, so we're twisting, okay, to the left with the right leg back. Okay, so we're twisting away from the straight leg. Okay, good. Take this top arm, this left hand, you're going to place it onto your low back as best as you can on your sacrum, okay? And then just notice, is your right hip dipping? Can you square the hips a little more? And only twist from the rib cage up, okay? And then just breathe here. Stabilizing the hips, okay? Yes, lots of work. You may not twist as much as you want to, and that's okay. Maybe your elbows down, does not have to point up towards the sky, but you're just noticing what's going on with that low back, okay? All right, let's stay for another inhale in. Exhaling, releasing that top arm, okay? Coming back through tabletop, okay? And let's just switch sides right away, okay? Left leg reaches back. We'll rock forwards and backwards a few times. Ooh, ankle's cracking on this side. Okay, great. And then again, we'll shift a little bit forward, ground through that left hand. Right arm's gonna reach up towards the sky. Okay, I know for me, I already start to dip that left hip down. Okay, we're gonna take this right hand, place it back onto that low back, and again, try to square the hips. So we wanna keep this left leg really active, stabilizing the pelvis, roll the right shoulder up, twist from the rib cage up, pause for a moment, breathe. Good, nice, full, soft, deep breath. Good, take a nice big deep inhale in. Exhaling, we're going to slowly release, coming back through tabletop, okay? Let's do another little round of cat and cow. And of course, you know, if your wrists are bothering you, you can always lift up onto your fingertips, or you can always be in fist as well in your tabletop and cat and cow. Okay, all right. All right, neutral tabletop, hands down. Right arm, did we just do the right arm? We did. Okay, let's do the left arm, okay? Left arm reaches up towards the sky. I'm getting my right and my left mixed up. And we're just gonna thread the needle, okay? Left arm under the right, dropping down onto your shoulder, the side of your head and your face. Good, bump your hips a little, pinch to the left. So again, we're really focusing on like squaring the hips, stabilizing, and not leaning to one side. Good, and then just breathe here. I want you to enjoy this nice big twist through the upper back. Any arm variation you want to take, more than welcome to. Okay, there's so many options and choices that you can make here. All right, right hand lowers back down to help you unwind. All right, left arm back up towards the sky, and then hand lowers down, and we'll switch sides. Right arm reaches up, threading the needle on the right side, right arm under the left, dropping down onto your shoulder. Good, and again, square the hips. So probably got to bump the hips just a pinch to the right. And then again, it's all about the upper back, right? Ribs up, twisting, stabilizing the hips. Breathe here, enjoy. Thread the needle. Good. Good. Left hand lowers back down. We'll unwind. Right arm reach back up towards the sky. And then slowly making your way back into tabletop. Toes tuck under, hips lift up nice and high. We're going to come into downward facing dog. Okay. Good. Okay, and remember your downward dog, your legs do not have to be straight. You can keep them bent the whole time. Okay, just hips lifting up towards the sky, grounding into your hands. Okay, good. You can pedal your feet out, sway your hips. Good, move around a little bit. Okay, let's stay for about 2 more deep breaths here. Inhaling in and exhaling out. Inhaling in and exhaling out. Good. Inhaling, looking up at your hands, slowly traveling to the top of your mat. Take your time. Okay, we're going to come into that forward fold. Okay, good. And again, knees can be bent here. You can sway from side to side. Great. Elbows, forearms on top of your quads here. Okay, so I'm going to bend my knees and I'm going to place my forearms on top of my quads. I'm going to lift my spine up here, okay, and then I'm going to sit back just a little bit, okay? And then again, just nice little active hamstring, low back, okay, everything, okay? We're just going to pulse a couple times and then straighten the legs, or they just maybe don't straighten all the way, that's fine, okay? So just pulsing 1, 2, lift your hips up towards the sky. Keeping those elbows and forearms connected to your upper quads. Good. And maybe you pulse 3 times because that feels good. That's fine too. Okay. Yeah. It's just important to keep the elbows connected to the upper quads here. Okay. Good. My mom and I were saying after class a couple of weeks ago that she really liked this. And I was like, I know, I really like it too. It's kind of like a weird one, but it feels really good on the low back. And for me, it feels really good on my hamstrings too. Good. And sometimes it's like, what am I doing? This feels so weird. It's a little awkward, but once you do it a couple times, you get the hang of it. All right, let's just do 2 more times. Bounce, bounce, lift. I hate saying bounce, bounce, but you guys understand. Pulse, pulse. Good. Lift up. Good. Okay. And then I'm just going to rebend my knees. I'm going to place my hand on my quads. Okay. To stand up, to come up into Tadasana mountain pose. Okay. You're welcome to come up a different way, but that feels good on my back. Okay. All right. Arms are going to reach up over your head. Take a nice big deep inhale in. Exhaling, let's gently fold forward, coming into a forward fold. All right, inhaling, lengthen up halfway. Exhaling, we're going to step back, plank pose. Okay, plank your way, lots of variations, okay? Straight legs or bent knees. Okay, I'm gonna do the bent knee version here. From here, we're gonna lower down, Chaturanga Dandasana. Again, coming up into your back bend of choice. Finks pose, cobra, baby cobra, full extension, whatever you wanna do. Good, exhaling, we're gonna lower down and we're gonna come back through downward facing dog. Breathe. Inhaling, looking up at your hands, traveling to the top of your mat. Take your time. Good. We'll do 3 of these. Little bounce, bounce, pulse, pulse lifts. Okay. Elbows and again, forearms connect to your quads. Bend your knees. Okay. We'll just do this 3 times. Bounce, pulse, pulse, lift. Good. Pulse, pulse, lift. Last one. Pulse, pulse, lift. Good, and then again, bend the knees, plant the hands on your quads, lift up to come up to standing, and then gently straighten out. Good. Arms reach back up over your head. Okay, check out your feet. I'm just gonna move my feet just a little bit closer together, so they're about hip distance apart. Okay. Right knee lifts up towards your chest, single leg mountain pose. Good, just a little gentle balance here. Right leg steps back, high lunge. Take your time. Okay. Good. Arms can reach up. They can stay on your left leg. Good. Breathe here. Nice. And again, back leg can always be bent. It can even be on the ground if that feels better. Okay. And I'm just keeping my hands on my left leg just to feel a little bit more stable here on the carpet. Okay, good. A few more deep breaths. Okay, and then let's twist it out, okay? Right hand down. Left hand's gonna go to our low back first, okay? So again, hand on your sacrum, okay? Roll the left shoulder up towards the sky, and then try to keep your hips level, right? So instead of dropping that right hip, so you can lift it up, okay, to keep your hips level. It's really hard. You may not twist as deep, but that's okay. It's not about that, okay? It's about stabilizing the pelvis. Good, a few more deep breaths here. Take a nice big deep inhale in. Exhale, lower the left hand down. We're going to straighten the left leg for a wide leg pyramid pose. Okay, again, if you want to feel stable, you can always pop this back leg in a little bit, or you can stay nice and wide here for the hamstring stretch. Good, breathe. Relax your head, neck, and shoulders. Nice full deep breath. I'm using blocks today. Again, you're always welcome to use any props you'd like to use. Books, cans of soup, you can get creative. All right, we're gonna rebend back into this left knee. Okay. Arms are gonna reach forward, okay? Because we're going to step forward. Chair pose, Tadasana, and then arms lower back down. Good, second side, arms reach up. Single leg mountain pose, left knee lifts up. Maybe it stays on the ground, maybe it lifts up towards your chest. Just balancing. Left leg steps back, high lunge. And again, any arm variation you want to take, I'm going to keep mine down today. Hands on that right quad. Press down, it'll lift your spine up a little bit more. And again, you can always drop the knee down. Back knee can be bent. Okay, whatever feels good in your body. And it may be different on this side. I know for me, I'm feeling a little bit of discomfort in my right side. So actually softening the back leg feels so much better in my sacrum and in my hips. Okay, so check in with your body. Good, a few more deep breaths. Woo, feeling the burn. Holding lunge is really hard, right? All right, let's twist it out. Left hand down. Woo. Right hand to your low back. Okay, so again, we're just kind of checking in with the stabilization here. Lift that left hip up, roll the right shoulder, twist from the rib cage up and out through the crown of your head. Breathe here. Getting that digestion going. Good. Active twisting. Good. Really nice, everyone. Let's take a nice big deep inhale in. Exhale, right hand lowers down. We're going to straighten the right leg for a wide leg pyramid pose. Wide hamstring stretch. Good. And breathe. If your front leg is bent, that is perfectly okay, right? Check in with the hamstrings. Again, it's not about overstretching. We want to get nice, yummy, deep stretches in the belly of the hamstring and not like, right, like where it attaches, right? We want to get into like the deep belly of the hammies. So soft bent knee is absolutely appropriate. All right. Woo, this right side a little tight. This hamstring. All right, we're gonna bend the right knee. Okay, arms reach forward. Okay, we're gonna step forward into chair pose to stand up, Skavasana. Woo, and then arms lower back down. Good. We're gonna step our legs out nice and wide. Okay, in our wide leg forward fold. So step out to the long edge of your mat. And actually, before we go like toes in, heels out, we're actually gonna turn our heels in, toes out, so we can bend our knees and come into like this nice big like plie squat. Hands can join up on top of your knees again here, okay? So good, yeah, nice big goddess squat, plie squat. There's like so many names for this position, okay? Second position if you're a dancer. Good, okay, and then you kind of just move around a little bit. Okay, good. All right, let's rise up just to give ourselves a break. We'll star pose, straighten the legs, arms can reach out nice and wide. Okay, good, and then we're gonna come back into that goddess squat. Okay, so we're just gonna bend our knees, come into cactus arms, okay? And then all we're gonna do is bring our right forearm onto our right quad, okay? And left arm's just gonna reach up and out, so it's like a nice little side bend stretch, okay? Inner, nice big goddess squat, horse pose, plie squat. Okay, inhale in, exhale, switch sides right away, okay? So left forearm down, right arm just reaches like shoop up and over like a rainbow. Good, breathe. All right, we're gonna do that 3 times all together, okay? So we got 2 more left. Right forearm down, whoo, breathe. Left arm reaches out and up, and you can always take a break if you need to. Left side, left forearm down, right arm out and up. All right, you got this. One last one. Right hand down, right forearm down, left arm shoots out and up. Nice big side body stretch. Breathe. Your legs got this. Last side, left forearm down, right arm out and up. Breathe, inhale in. Exhale, release, cactus arms. Straighten the legs, straighten the arms, star pose. Toes in, heels out. Okay, take your time. We're going to gently fold forward. Nice big forward fold. Okay. Woo, that should feel really good. Oh, yes, get into those legs a little bit, okay? Creating that heat. Feeling the strength. Good. Okay, let's take just a few more deep breaths here in this nice static position here. Shifting your weight forward towards the balls of your feet. Good. All right, now we're just gonna bend a little bit. So we're gonna bend the right knee, left leg stays straight, and switch. Left knee bends, right leg stays straight. Keep the hips lifting up towards the sky. Think about the crown of the head going down towards the mat, and then switching again. Right knee bends, left leg stays straight. And again, think about the hips lifting, the head dropping, and switch. Left knee bends, right leg straightens. Good, last time, right knee bends, left leg straightens. Left knee bends, right leg straightens. Tail up, head down. Good, straightening the legs back out. Okay, good. To come out of this wide leg stance today, okay, we're gonna lift up halfway. We're gonna turn the heels back in, toes are gonna be out. We're gonna bend our knees to come back into that plie squat. We're going to place our hands on our quads and we're going to rise up, straightening the legs. Yes, awesome, everyone. Okay. And then we're going to turn the toes back forward. Okay. Just so we have this nice base point. Sorry, my head is like chopped off a little bit. And we're going to come into warrior two. Okay. Left leg first. So left toes are going to turn out. Okay. We're going to bend the left knee. Arms are going to reach out nice and wide. And this should feel actually pretty good after all that hip and hamstring openers. Okay. So here we are, Virabhadrasana 2, warrior 2. Just breathe. All right, and you know what's already next. Left forearm down, right arm is going to reach up and out. Okay, and then there's our big extension here. Extended side angle. Breathe. Good. Inhaling in, exhaling, release, warrior 2. Straighten the left leg. Turn the left toes in. We'll switch straight to the other side. Okay, so right toes are going to turn out. We're going to bend into that right knee. Warrior 2, Virabhadrasana 2. Drop the shoulders. Think about the chest opening up. Nice soft breath. Good. That warrior spirit, that kindness. Good. Right forearm down. Left arm's going to extend up and over as best as you can. Good. Really nice. Hopefully this feels like a little bit easier from our plie squat stretches. Okay, good. Inhale in, exhaling, warrior 2. Take a break, straighten the leg, turn the toes in, and let's fold forward again. Nice big forward fold. Good. All right. And let's go ahead and come into Skavasana, okay? So we're going to come into side lunge. Okay. You can do the same variation that we did the first round, which was just, bending the left knee, keeping the right leg straight, okay? If you want to go a little bit deeper, you can turn your toes out ever so slightly, like you're going to go to that plie squat, but right leg stays straight. We're going to bend into the left knee, and then you can lower your hips back down a little bit more. Okay, good. Yeah. Whatever you feel a nice stretch for the hamstring and then the inner thigh, okay? Your hips may stay lifted, that's fine. Okay, just go to your edge where it feels good, okay? And again, I told you all earlier that I practice before this, so I'm a little more warmed up, so I can go a little bit deeper, but please believe I started out hips lifted, okay? Yes, good. A few more deep breaths here. Okay, we're going to keep walking our hands over to the left. So the knee that's bent, we're going to walk our hands around it. Okay, this is where we're going to really use our pelvic floor. We're going to lift our hips up. We're going to turn onto the right toes. Okay, we're going to set ourselves up for pyramid pose. Right leg's going to step in about half or a third of the way in. You can set yourself up with blocks, a chair. Okay, we're going to lift up about halfway, square the hips. Okay, it's all about stabilizing the sacrum here, okay? Make sure your feet have space between them so your hip distance apart, even with them separated. And we'll fold forward over the left hamstring. And again, knee can be bent. It's kind of hard to see here, but my left knee is slightly bent, okay? Yeah, and then we're just going to hang out here. And again, I'm using blocks to help aid in a little bit of this hamstring stretch, keeping the hips square and stable as best as you can. You want to ground into that right pinky toe, the right heel, right? So I want that back leg nice and straight. Just breathe. Okay. All right, from here, we're going to step and walk that right leg back a little bit more. Okay, so you're in a high lunge, and we're just gonna walk around, coming back to that long edge of the mat. Okay, so we're back in our forward fold. Yeah. Okay, and then we're just going to go to the second side, okay? So Skavasana, side lunge on the right side, so right knee will bend. Toes can stay forward, or you can turn the toes out. Bend the knee, lower the hips. Flex through the left foot. Good. Again, just going to your edge. Everyone's is going to look different. Their side lunge is going to be all different. Good. Breathe here. This is going to be our last like active or strong active standing stretches, and we're going to come back down to the floor. Okay. Good. Okay. Leg that's bent, right knee. We're going to walk our hands around. We're going to lift our hips up, spin up onto those left toes. Set yourself up for pyramid pose. Left foot steps in about half or a third of the way in. It is still out to the left, so I'm hip distance. Square and bump the hips. Lift up halfway, right? Feeling that stabilization through the pelvis, that low back. Exhale, fold forward. Forward, fold. Good. Breathe, everyone, and keep grounding into that back leg. The back leg is going to help you balance. It's going to help you feel stable. Don't forget about the back leg. It doesn't seem like it's doing much, but it really is. Okay, it's helping you anchor here. Okay, awesome. All right, we're going to come out of this one a little bit different. Okay, so we're going to start to bend into the right leg to reach this left leg back, and we're going to journey back into downward facing dog your way. Okay, so I only had planned that one vinyasa, but if you want to add another one in, go for it. Okay, I'm going to throw an extra one in because I'm feeling pretty good right now. All right, so again, push up into your back bend of your choice. And we're going to be back in downward facing dog when you're ready. All right. Okay, we're going to move into pigeon pose on the, let's do the left side, okay? So left knee is going to come towards your left wrist. Okay. Bumping those hips back, okay? And then settle into pigeon however you want to, okay? I want this to feel really good to you. I want you to feel relaxed, okay? And again, you know, our hips, you know, hold a lot of tension. Our hamstrings hold a lot of tension. So my hope is, you know, by us doing these hip openers, it really helps stabilize you to make you feel a little bit better as you finish up holiday cooking, cleaning, work. Okay, it kind of frees up some space in your body. Okay, yeah, so just hang out, connect back with your breath. A lot of movement, a lot going on. The second round of our practice, and now we get to go back to that place of just slowing down, right? When we're kind of flowing and moving around a lot, sometimes it's easy to not have to consciously be aware of like being present because you're already present, because you're like, ooh, what is she going to do next? You don't know what to expect, and you're like in the moment. And it's these times where we pause and hold postures longer that we have to really check in, like, is my mind wandering? Can I stay present? Can I really connect with my breath here? Can I really experience the pose that I'm in? And really like sense my whole body in pigeon. Okay. Or in these next sets that we're doing, okay? Big open mouth exhales. And then you can always move back into that Ujjayi breath. Knowing if you need to ease out of the pose, right? Don't have to be on your forearms. You can be up on your hands if that feels better for your body. Okay, just want to pick the variation that feels good to you, okay? All right, we're going to stay for about 30 more seconds. Last final moments. Any adjusting you need to do, any shifting, any variations you want to take, more than welcome to. All right, gently walk your hands back under your shoulders. Okay. And again, you can travel out of pigeon however you like. All right. Tabletop, cat and cow, vinyasa, downward dog, whatever you like. And we're just going to switch to the second side. So when you're ready, right knee is going to come towards your wrist. Okay, bumping that left leg back. Pigeon pose on the second side, and take your time, right? We're going to hold this for a little bit longer. So you can start out on your hands. You don't have to, fold down immediately. Check in. Good. Let this side be its own experience. Allow this right side to catch up with the left. And just breathe. What can you let go of? What are you holding on to? And that can be physically or mentally. It can be outside of our yoga practice. Okay, what can you do less of? What can you do more of? How can you experience just being present? Got a few more moments on this right side. We're about to get to that 30-second mark. I almost said 30-minute mark. Oh my gosh, could you imagine sitting in pigeon for 30 minutes? Oh my gosh, okay. So I'll help us enjoy our last 30 seconds. Okay, any other variations you want to take? More than welcome to. We got 30 seconds left here. Whew. All right. Slowly start to walk your hands in. Slowly rise on up. And again, you can come out of pigeon however you want to. And we're just going to meet seated on the ground. Okay, so take your time. I know I'm trying to avoid doing a lot of folding at the hips. So I'm skipping downward dog, but please, by all means, go for it. Okay. 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 When you're ready, joining on the ground, seated in any direction, does not matter. Okay. Let's bring the soles of our feet together, knees out nice and wide. We're just going to sit up nice and tall. And let's just do some head circles here, just circling the head and the neck just a few times. You can do full circles. You can do half circles. Oh, yes, this feels so good. Okay, and then let's reverse circles. I even got a little cracks there, a little self-adjustment. Okay. Okay, and in our Baddha Konasana here, okay, go ahead and bring your head back in line with your spine. We're going to keep our spine straight as we can, okay? So my hands are on my feet, my ankles, okay? I'm keeping this nice long spine, shoulders down, And I'm going to start to hinge from my hips forward with a flat back, okay? And that does mean that I do not go down as far, okay? And then I just move to the side here, okay? So grounding down and pressing my feet in and hanging onto my feet and ankles, shoulders are dropped down, and then I'm just hinging forward with a flat back as best as I can, okay? I'm gonna try to sit up nice and tall. Just hold here, breathe here, nice long extended spine. Keep dropping the shoulders down. I caught myself with my kind of shoulders kind of rounded, okay? I want a nice long spine. Okay, good. Come back to the center, whew, okay? And then now you can kind of round over like a beach ball if you want to. You can round over as much as you want, okay? Maybe you go all the way down to the ground, okay? And then we're just gonna round over here now with a rounded spine. Good. Great. Rise on up when you're ready. Take your time. Okay, good. Bringing your knees together. You can go and straighten the legs. You can give them a nice little shake out. Okay. And then a little seated twist here, okay? Okay, I'm gonna try my best to not get tangled up with my right and my left, okay? Okay, so let's come back to Baddha Konasana, okay? So hold the feet together, knees up, nice and wide. Left knee going to the sky, so I'm just gonna tuck in and I'm gonna walk it over so my right knee points towards the top of my mat, okay? And then my left leg's just gonna cross up and over it, okay? For any reason your hips feel super tight, I know that's like the complicated way to come into this, you can keep the right leg straight and just cross your left leg over it, okay? And then we're just gonna twist, okay? You can bring this right arm around to your left knee and you're gonna twist to the left, so we're twisting towards the bent knee, okay? So again, leg can be straight, or the complicated way that I talked about it, you can have this right leg bent and then we'll twist, okay? Yeah. Yep, I think you did the opposite side, so that's okay. My mom is really good at mirroring me. I don't know how she did it. Good. Okay, so left hand can stay behind your back, okay? Or you can reach your left arm out towards the wall or wherever your space is, reaching back with that left hand, the back hand. Yeah, so for you will be right arm. Yeah, there you go. Yep. Okay. Good, everyone. Okay, exhale, release. Okay, and then we're just gonna lean back. And if you wanna be super fancy, you're just gonna switch your legs, the other leg's on top. So right leg will be on top. Okay, otherwise, left leg straight, right foot up and over, left arm hugs the knee, and we're gonna twist towards the knee, right hand reaches back, twisting. Okay, so here's version one, okay? Or you can tuck that left leg in and twist here, okay? Good, and then we're gonna practice again, just like that strength, okay? So instead of leaning into this right hand, we're gonna reach that right hand up off the ground, and we're gonna reach back. Good, good, you guys. Okay, good. So this is like, you know, requires a lot of strength to hold this position, twisting. Okay, we're gonna do one last twist on the ground with a little quad stretch. Okay, so a little more relaxing. Okay, inhale in, exhale, release. Again, you can reach your hands back, unwind your legs, nice little shake out. Good. And then we're just gonna make our way onto our backs. Okay. Yeah. Ooh. Okay, knees into your chest. Okay, good. Okay, right knee into your chest, left leg out long. We're gonna twist to the left, okay? Right knee's gonna come across all the way to the left. Right leg, right arm can reach out to the side, okay? And this is where I'm gonna add the quad stretch, okay? So leg that's straight, the left leg, you can bend it and you can grab it with your hand, you can grab your toes. Okay, so I'm just adding, I just wanted to add a little bit of a quad stretch here because I realized we did a lot of leg stuff and stretching the quads should probably feel really good. Okay, so I'm just throwing this in last minute. Okay. Okay, good. Just breathe here. Okay, exhale, release. Okay, straighten the leg out, come back to the center, and then we'll unwind and we'll go to the other side. Okay, left knee into the chest, right leg out long, twisting over to the right, left arm reaches out to the left, And then that straight leg can bend, so you can grab your toes with your hand to come into a little twisty quad stretch. Ah. Okay, awesome. Release the bottom leg, come back to the center. Okay, great. And then anything else you'd like to do? Happy baby pose. Okay, I'm gonna do a version of happy baby pose that's like Baddha Konasana. So the soles of my feet are together, knees out nice and wide, and then I'm grabbing my hands around my feet. Any version you'd like to take is welcome. Okay, and then we're just gonna make our way into Shavasana when you're ready. Okay, legs can be straight, legs can be bent. You can bring the soles of your feet together, knees out nice and wide. Again, whatever feels good. Okay. And we're not going to stay too long. It's just a moment for us just to, regain alignment. Allow your face to soften. Allow your hips to soften. And take a nice big deep inhale in through your nose. Big exhale out through your mouth. And just start to gently just wiggle your fingers and your toes. Shift your head from side to side. Circle your wrists and your ankles. And stretch your arms up over your head when you're ready. And we're going to gently make our way up onto our side. Okay, and then on up to a seated position. Okay, take a few big deep inhales in and big exhales out. And then just bringing your palms together at your heart center. Okay, just take a moment just to be in gratitude for your body, for showing up on your mat, taking this time for yourself. Good, and then inhaling in through your nose, big exhale out through your mouth. And slowly just begin to smile in honor of your practice. Namaste, everyone.